Tonight on News 5 Live, another deadly road traffic accident in Cayo claims the lives of 4 men. Prime Minister John Briceño weighs in on the Commission of Inquiry into the sugar industry. He says the delay is not on government's end. And Fatback's former stepson is found guilty of stabbing him a whopping 27 times. These stories and more coming up on News 5 Live.
I'm connected. Yo.
I'm connected.
We're connected.
Create the perfect broadband bundle that fits your style with Smart Connect. With the Junior Bundle, get 50% off your national calls and up to 6 gigabytes of data at no extra cost. Get postpaid added for an additional cost of only $25 with the Prime Bundle. Stay connected with unlimited smart-to-smart calls plus 6,300 megabytes of data and free international minutes. For the family, pay $28.13 more and get the Binge Watchers Bundle with Netflix. This bundle gives you 4 profiles with unlimited streaming on multiple devices. Visit a showroom near you to sign up and personalize your own bundle combination with Smart Connect. Smart, bringing people together.
My Social Security self-service portal. Employer transactions unpacked. Employers and self-employed persons, an enhanced contribution payment system that manages all your employer information is here. Employers and self-employed persons will have access to view all transactions and statements and the option to always know your owing balance using your employer number. Payments will be automated and applied to your account balance in a new way. Here are 2 scenarios to highlight how payments will be distributed. Employers with outstanding funds owed to SSB, payments will be applied to the outstanding arrears, fees, and interest, and the balance, if any, will be applied to the statement submitted. Employers without any outstanding funds owed to SSB, payments will be applied to the statement submitted. The technological enhancements you are waiting for are here. My Social Security self-service portal. Social Security at your fingertips.
LG dual inverter compressor cools air faster by operating at speeds as high as 120 Hz with more stability compared to conventional models. It also saves up to 70% more energy by operating at speeds as low as 10 Hz with more stability. It reduces torque vibration down to 40% for quiet outdoor unit operation. Stable operation with low vibrations also results in increased durability.
Give me 5.
The biggest giveaway show of the year is back with new prizes and surprises. The fun starts at 8 p.m. on Monday, December 4th, and ends on Friday, December 8th. Gimme 5 coupons are now available for 25 cents each on our Channel 5 website and at our studio on Coney Drive in Belize City. Fill out your coupons and return them to our Channel 5 office. Remember to tune in at 8 p.m. every night from December 4th to the 8th for awesome entertainment, giveaways, and lots of prizes. And don't forget, when your phone rings, don't say,
hello.
Say,
Give me 5!
Good evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Thursday, November 30th. I am Sabrina Daly. Only last evening, News 5 brought you the do's and don'ts for road traffic safety. Before the story even aired, shortly after 6 o'clock, news broke that there was another multiple traffic fatality out west, the second in only 4 days. And similarly to the one on the Hummingbird Highway on Saturday night, this one also claimed the lives of 4 work colleagues who were heading home after a day's work. The mishap occurred right near the mile 62 milepost on the George Price Highway. News 5's Marian Ali brings you the story in this report.
4 work colleagues of the Roaring River Golf Course in Camalote Village were traveling in this mangled gray Isuzu Amigos SUV when a white Dodge Ram truck overtaking them swerved into the pickup before clearing its path in front of them. That move proved deadly for Matias Gonzalez, Noel Pineda, Christian Lobos, and Ian Harrison Mahler. Yesenia Gonzalez's father did not survive. Today, we caught up with her in San Ignacio, and she relived her last communication with him on Wednesday morning.
Through text message, it was yesterday morning.
Okay.
Yeah, he just told me, good morning, and you saw a Facebook post, you said, International Day of the Short Guys. So he told me, this is for you, and I just said, haha, your wife too, right? Because he's not with my mom anymore.
Okay.
So he just laughed, and there it was. That was it.
Oh, how is the family coping with the loss?
It's really difficult. This is a really difficult loss for us. For most people in the community too that knew him.
Police say that Noel Pineda was driving the Isuzu SUV with his co-workers heading in a direction from Belmopan towards San Ignacio, and that 50-year-old Alejandro Hernandez, who was traveling alone in a Dodge Ram heading in the same direction, began to overtake a number of vehicles. When he attempted to overtake Pineda's vehicle, however, he was not able to get back in the lane in time to avoid a head-on collision with traffic traveling in the opposite direction. The Dodge Ram clipped the SUV, causing it to charge into a ditch off the road. This evening, the police department's regional commander of Eastern Division, ACP Gilberto Romero, said that Hernandez is detained pending charges.
Alejandro Hernandez is in custody. A urine sample has been obtained and he will be charged for the fatalities.
What type of charges are we looking at?
Manslaughter by negligence and driving without due care and attention.
Aside from the 4 men who died, 3 of their co-workers who were traveling with them, namely Melvin Ramos, Eric Delgado, and Ostosio Garcia, survived, but are being hospitalized. Ramos underwent surgery today for a broken hip, and Delgado suffered head injuries and a broken right arm. The 4 men who were killed all worked for Roaring River Golf Course in Camalote. Manager of that facility, Hugo Contreras, told News 5 that the incident has left the staff devastated.
The morale of the rest of my staff is quite low. We this morning we had a brief meeting. We had a small prayer asking for the souls of those that we lost, yesterday. Today, we need to keep on going. But it's been hard. It's been hard. It's not easy, and there's absolutely no replacing of anybody. From now on, we just need to figure out where they left off with the project, and then just try to take it from there.
Tell us a little bit about the project itself.
The project itself is we're doing some renovations of some of our existing rooms. We've already finished some of them, and they were finishing 3, and then they were waiting to move on to the last one early in January. They were probably about 3/4 way done, so it's difficult.
In light of the 2 multiple traffic fatalities that have happened in the Cayo district since Saturday night, ACP Romero says the police are setting up more checkpoints along the highways as of now and heading into the holiday season next month.
We have our checkpoints up, and we are currently working on putting other checkpoints along the highway, again to discourage drivers from this issue about reckless driving. And again, we encourage drivers to exercise extreme caution. Yesterday, it was raining really hard, and so these persons should be more precautious, ensure that you have a clear path when overtaking, because that seems to be the issue here that led to this accident. The ones that are up are managed 24 hours, but we will also have others that will be set up for this coming Christmas season.
Reporting for News 5, I'm Marion Ali.
A man who had stabbed his former stepfather more than 20 times was found guilty of dangerous harm today. It took a jury of 6 women and 3 men a little more than 3 hours to find 27-year-old Michael Baptist Jr., also known as Chucky, guilty of the charge. Baptist was accused of stabbing 57-year-old Eugene Fatback Webster, who happens to be the father of his younger sister. The incident happened inside their Los Lagos home in 2016. The trial lasted a little over a week before Justice Nigel Pilgrim in the High Court. During his court testimony, Webster relived the incident and spoke of how he had to fight off his ex-stepson, who attacked him while sleeping at their house. Webster said that earlier Baptist visited his house to wash a car for him, but the car had already been washed, and so he told him to leave and that he gave him his bus fare to return home. Webster said that Baptist left but returned and was allowed to spend the night there. But in the wee hours of the following day, sharp, piercing stab wounds woke him up, and he realized that it was Baptist inflicting the wounds. Baptist was represented by attorney Norman Moore. Justice Pilgrim has reserved sentencing for January 30th after a mitigation plea is presented on his behalf. The judge has ordered that Baptist be evaluated by a social worker from the Community Rehabilitation Department and also a victim's impact report from him or a family member. Coming up, what's the delay with Commission of Inquiry into sugar industry? We'll have more details when we come back.
Babe, have you seen the advisory that NEMA just posted? There's going to be a storm.
Storm? It's not a storm. That's just a little rain. We'll be all right.
Thank goodness that was only a simulation. But what if it wasn't? Consider this. You've worked hard building your future, your family, your business, your home. RFG Insurance has policy options that can protect your most valued assets so that you can focus on what matters most. Include RFG Insurance in your hurricane prep. Remember, it pays to get it right with RFG Insurance, a Road Group company.
Danny, buy me one Carol Consome.
Carol Consome. Carol, Mr. Sam, give me a...
You want egg? Oh, you want consomme? Carol Consome.
Carol Consome. The best taste and the best price. Less fat, more flavor. Carol Consome. Available in packets for only 20 cents and a half-pound jar for only $2.75. Less fat, more flavor, more savings.
Give me a...
Carol Consome.
Taste the savings. Love the flavor.
Available at 88 Shopping Center, Public Supermarket, TJ Supermarket, Ming Superstore, Sugar City Supermarket, and you can also find it at your favorite supermarkets near.
Get out and explore this weekend with Caribbean Sprinter. With our ferries, you'll get to San Pedro, Belize City, and Key Cocker faster and smarter. Visit Caribbean Sprinter online at sprinter.bz.
Christmas is right around the corner, and so is HABT and HABT's 39th anniversary. This year, Santa and HABT are teaming up to give you an early Christmas treat. Nice up your home for Christmas with HABT and HABT's 39th anniversary sale with 15% discount on selected items from December 1st through December 16th. Yes, you heard right. Come over to HABT and HABT and save big on your Christmas upgrades. We have paints for that new house look and smell, bathroom fixtures, fans with lights, decorative wallboards, windows from your favorite brands StoreGuard, Haven and Sunlight, and power tools from brands like Stanley, DeWalt, Bosch, Skill, and Black & Decker, all at 15% off. Celebrate HABT and HABT's 39th anniversary this December 1st through 16th with 15% off select items. Also, for every purchase of $50, you get a chance to win a $500 gift certificate every day for the 12 days of Christmas. HABT and HABT, building with Belize for 39 years.
Get ready to unwrap the magic of the season. Your Belize City Council, in partnership with Coca-Cola, invites you to the most enchanting event of the year, the annual Belize City Christmas Lighting Ceremony 2023. Join us as we light up the night and spread holiday cheer. Mark your calendars. It's all happening downtown Albert Street on Friday, December 1st at 7 p.m. Witness our trees as they bring joy and warmth to this festive season. Bring the kids to meet Santa and enjoy free face painting, free cupcakes, and free Coca-Cola. There'll be live entertainment, giveaways, and much more. So bring your family and friends and let's make this Christmas tree lighting ceremony the best one yet. Your Belize City Council, always vote the people.
A commission of inquiry to look into the state of the sugar industry and how it can be modernized is yet to receive a start date, despite being given the green light by the Briceño administration several months ago. As we reported earlier this week, the Belize Sugarcane Farmers Association has said that the investigation is the only process that will allow the BSCFA to move ahead with an agreement with ASR-BSI. So what is the holdup, and is government dragging its feet with getting the inquiry underway? According to Prime Minister John Briceño, the Commission of Inquiry, which he is tasked with appointing, is not being delayed on account of his administration.
It's the exact thing that we need to see how we can modernize the industry, how we can make the industry more profitable. And again, I repeat, the Commission of Inquiry can't go into the personal business of the cane farmer BSCFA, nor of BSI. The Commission of Inquiry is appointed by the government, by the Prime Minister actually. And then we try to come up, we have been asking all the players to give us some ideas as to what you want to see in the Commission of Inquiry, and based on that we're going to come up with the terms of reference to be able to move this forward. But this has, I want to put on record and I want to assure the cane farmers that it is not the government that's holding this back. And so we've been prepared to do this a long time ago. But some associations, and I don't want to mention which one in particular, continue to be changing the rules or continue to be changing their ask. And that is why we have been holding back. But the important point to make is that the government is committed to setting up the Commission of Inquiry for us to be able to take a holistic look of the industry, how we can modernize it, how we can improve yields, how we can improve the production of sugar from cane, and what other possible byproducts can be produced to be able to make the industry a more profitable one for everyone.
The rescindment of an increase in telephone allowances for CEOs was announced in a statement by the government of Belize on Tuesday, while Cabinet was in a lengthy session. In the wake of the announcement, the unions, as well as government ministers, weighed in on the decision to withdraw the increase. Today, Prime Minister John Briceño told the media that the decision to rescind the increase had nothing to do with the pressure that was brought to bear by the trade unions.
That's something that has passed. I mean, when the CEO in their chat group, when they saw the result, they figured that said it's not worth it to be able to have that kind of negative backlash, and they have willingly given up that phone allowance. So it's no longer there.
So it was not because of the union?
No, it had nothing to do with the unions. They themselves have agreed to say, we are prepared to give it up. It's not worth it to be in a back and forth with anyone over that.
As we've reported, a Senate inquiry into the definitive agreement granted to Portico Enterprises Limited by the previous administration will commence on December 5th. The probe by members of the upper house will look into how the controversial agreement came to be and whether the contract on behalf of Port of Magical Belize was lawful. According to Prime Minister Briceño, his administration has nothing to worry about where the dubious agreement is concerned.
I have nothing to do with that. That's something independent that's been done by the Senate, and I've said it over and over again. There's nothing to investigate with our government. We met that definitive agreement. We rejected that definitive agreement, and we said that a new agreement needs to be worked out. If they want to investigate our present government, is going to be a waste of taxpayers' dollars. If they want to investigate what happened before, then so be it.
The House of Representatives is scheduled to meet next Thursday on December 7th. It will likely be the last sitting of Parliament for 2023. According to Prime Minister John Briceño, the purpose of the House meeting is to wrap up a number of outstanding bills that pertain to the financial sector, dealing specifically with money laundering and anti-money laundering.
Yes, we have a House meeting next week. I think it's going to be next week, Thursday. We have a number of bills to introduce, especially the ones when it comes to from the CFAT, the Caribbean Action Financial Task Force, a number of laws with banking and money laundering, anti-money laundering, and so forth. So we had passed a number of pieces of legislation, and we have some more that we have to be presenting next week on Thursday.
After the break, Ministry of Education launches more campaign. But first, here's a weather update with data from the Belize Met Service.
In the low-lying areas of Belize City, flooding caused by heavy rainfall is a major concern for residents and businesses. It can cause health risks and damage to infrastructure and homes. To mitigate flooding effects, the Ministry of Infrastructure, Development and Housing, in partnership with the Belize City Council with funding provided by the Inter-American Development Bank, has implemented a series of climate-resilient flood control measures. These include the cleaning and rehabilitation of drains, canals, and finally the construction of a pumping station designed to drain the accumulated rainfall in Belize City. The flood mitigation system reduces flooding through its three components. First, the Collet, East, and North Creek canals collect water from the drains. Next, there are 5 sluice gates, 1 at each of the canals and 2 at the pump station that can be raised or lowered to control the flow of water. Finally, the pumping station, located in Port Loyola, pumps the water collected from the canals and drains into the sea. And while this means the pump station can greatly reduce the risk of flooding, we must all do our part to keep the system working effectively. It's of utmost importance that Belize City residents dispose of their garbage properly and keep the waterways clear. No more clogged drains. With the new pump station and our efforts as a community, we can reduce the impacts of flooding in downtown Belize City.
Man, ever since everybody heard the next big thing there, the excitement can't done. Everyone wants to know more.
More?
Yes, please. I tell them, say hello to unlimited data, only with Digi. You can now enjoy unlimited data with Digi's postpaid plans, like the Plus plan, which just got cheaper, I might add. The Elite and Max plans also have unlimited data. You can have from 5 to 7 people on your shared plan, with all having unlimited data 24/7. I tell you, big things. If you're not signed up already, I suggest you sign up now. Make the switch to Digi. The next big thing there, go sign up for your unlimited data. Unlimited is unlimited. Never worry about data again.
We continue to celebrate diversity and embrace our vibrant cultural heritage. Happy Gara Settlement Day from BEL. Gundala Hafedo Garina Guhama ye Belize Electricity Limited.
We are on the ground. If you think the last comedy show was a blast, this one will have you laughing out of your seats. We guarantee you will laugh till your belly bursts, because Comedy Belize is doing it again. Comedy Belize, in collaboration with Benny's, keep on moving, and the next stop will be Old Belize Jungle Pavilion, Saturday, December 2 at 7 p.m. for another international show dubbed You Better Belize It, featuring 4 talented comedians from the USA. Introducing to you our host, Hot Topic, all the way from Dallas, Texas.
Hey, what's up? It's your boy, comedian Hot Topic. I'm coming back, and I'm bringing a crew with me.
Kicking off the laughter all the way from Omaha, Nebraska, by way of Houston, Texas, is the illest female comedian, Lotto Marie.
You better Belize it. That's right, your girl Lotto Marie will be in Belize at the Belize Pavilion.
He is considered arguably one of the sexiest male comedians and will have you dropping off your seats. Making his way to Belize from generic Louisiana, none other than Shabba's Playtime Ward.
Hold on, let me find that light. What up, Belize? It's your boy Shabazz Playtime, the sexiest dude in comedy. December 2nd, I will be in the building at the Old Belize Pavilion.
And our headliner, straight out of Inglewood, California, one of the hottest female comedians, going by the name Gina G. Too Funny.
Wagwan Belize, it's your girl comedian Gina G, and I'm coming to Belize, baby! And coming to Belize is the best thing I got smoking, okay? December the 2nd is going down. Doors open at 5. Show starts at 7. Make sure you get your tickets. You don't want to miss the show. My boy Hot Topic is hosting. You got Shabazz performing, Lotto Marie, and your girl Gina G. Come on, Belize. You better believe it. Going down, man. December the 2nd, brought to you by Comedy Belize. Just bring me a plate of rice and beans. That's all I need. A plate of rice and beans, some fried jack, and a couple tamales, okay?
It's all happening at the Old Belize Jungle Pavilion in Belize City, Saturday, December 2. Doors open at 5 p.m. and the show starts at 7 p.m. sharp. Make it a date and come laugh the night away. You better believe it. Sponsors.
Shop smart for your Samsung devices in Belize and enjoy benefits you won't get anywhere else. When you shop locally for your Samsung, all your devices will be covered by a 1-year local warranty. You won't get that when shopping with the other guys. When in doubt, always look for the Cellular World seal to know you're getting the real deal. Shop with confidence and enjoy your Galaxy knowing that it can be repaired locally at our Samsung Service Center by certified Samsung technicians using original parts and machinery. Even better, enjoy the best LTE experience in Belize, knowing that your Samsung devices are compatible with major local carrier networks. Get the ultimate Samsung Galaxy experience only when you shop from authorized Samsung resellers nationwide.
Gimme 5! The biggest giveaway show of the year is back with new prizes and surprises. The fun starts at 8 p.m. on Monday, December 4th and ends on Friday, December 8th. Gimme 5 coupons are now available for 25 cents each on our Channel 5 website and at our studio on Coney Drive in Belize City. Fill out your coupons and return them to our Channel 5 office. Remember to tune in at 8 p.m. every night from December 4th to the 8th for awesome entertainment, giveaways, and lots of prizes. And don't forget, when your phone rings, don't say, "Hello." Say, "Give me 5! Yeah!
This morning at the ITSAT STEAM Academy in Belize City, stakeholders in the education sector gathered for the rollout of a new campaign that has been put together by the Ministry of Education. It's called More, and it encourages everyone in the classroom to do more. It also urges principals and other heads of departments within the ministry to go above and beyond the call of duty to help students excel in academics. News 5's Isani Cayetano was on hand for the launch and has the following story.
Stimulating teachers and students to go above and beyond in their professional and academic pursuits by being more creative and innovative is an objective of the Ministry of Education. To spark that enthusiasm, schools are being challenged to employ novel teaching strategies to develop core competencies.
As a people and as an education community, we very often get, I find, too comfortable with the status quo. We seem to have created and accepted our own limitations. You know, in Belize, we hear it all the time. You know, we raise hell about some new topic on social media or in the media each week, but do very little to effect meaningful change. So the question that I posed to my team at the Ministry of Education, Culture, Science and Technology was, what can we do from our corner, from our space in our beautiful Belize? How can the Ministry of Education be more and do more for our education community?
Taking up that challenge, various departments within the ministry came together to devise a plan of action that would get stakeholders at all levels of education excited about doing more.
We knew the minister had issued a challenge, and we were really thinking hard about, how do we make this happen and make it impactful? Because we've seen campaigns before, there's posters and stuff, and it doesn't make much of a difference. So education or telling people something will not make the behavior happen. We have to take a different step in order to make them decide to act, and keep up that behavior. And that is the challenge, right? How do we make that happen? And so when we came back from it, we looked at it and we said, all right, how are we going to make this happen? And using some of the same strategies from the training involving all the ministry units.
That brainstorming session gave birth to a campaign that the ministry has dubbed More. It's the impetus for everyone involved in education to be more involved, more inclusive, more healthy, more digital, more creative, and more innovative.
So, what is this thing? We know we need to be more, right? We sat with Minister and we said, okay, so these are all the programs that we're running, and he said, as he does so well, what are the important things? And we recognize that we knew what they were. We just had to sit and we said, you're right, it's important. What are the important programs that we're running? Nothing new. We were already investing so much energy in the curriculum reform work. We've been investing so much energy in the National Healthy Start Feeding Program work. We're investing so much energy in the digital literacy efforts and campaign.
And all those efforts would be synergized into an organized series of actions intended to achieve a specific goal, motivating all participants in education to do more.
We interviewed everyone. We had one-on-one sit-downs. We got feedback from them. We even questioned some teachers and some principals. So we used all the feedback and to develop this program to make sure we have measurable change, that we're collecting data, and that it's all positive. This isn't about negative. This isn't about forcing more work on a hardworking teacher or on a principal, but just about encouraging them to highlight stuff they're already doing and maybe giving them ideas on what else they can do.
Reporting for News 5, I am Isana Cayetano.
The ITSAT STEAM Academy was scheduled to open its doors to secondary school students back in September. While there was a delay in its opening, the Science and Technology Institution is boasting an enrollment of 62 students in its first year. When we caught up with the Minister of Education on the compound earlier today, we asked him for a progress report on the new academy.
I'm very, very excited about the ITSAT Academy. It's gotten off to a great start. I think now we have about 62 students we started with, the enrollment. We're finishing up. I just got a report that the contractor will be out next week. This is final week. What we have now, what we've had a delay with is getting some of the equipment that we need. So that's coming in, and I think we'll have everything in place by March of next year. All the equipment, all the lab equipment, all the the technological equipment that we've ordered. So I'm very, very excited about this, and I can tell you that we started out, as I said, with 62 students, but we've already gotten lots of interest from students across the country. So it'll be a very, very difficult job of ensuring that we select in a very transparent, equitable way the students who will be able to come in next year. It's likely to be well over 100 new students coming in next year. So that's where we are with the ITSAT Academy.
And what's the capacity of the school at this moment?
Yeah, I think the school capacity is around 200 or so. But, as I said, we wanted to start off with, and of course the buildings weren't finished, so we had to start off in a phased way. So we couldn't take in more than the amount we had, the 60 plus students. But now that the buildings are finished, we'll be able to expand, I think to full capacity next year.
If you've heard about GREAT, gang resistance, education and training, then you'll be interested in the following story. While the GREAT program, which follows an American curriculum, was implemented by the Belize Police Department for the past few years, a Belizean version of the course has been developed to teach children about the dangers of bullying and gang activity. It's called PEACE, Positive Engagement and Civic Education. News 5's Isani Cayetano has more on this latest initiative.
Resisting the urge to join any of a number of gangs operating in and around the city is arguably the greatest challenge for teenagers growing up in the old capital. In an urban environment that is rife with criminal activity, it is quite easy for young boys and girls to be led astray. Through positive engagement and civic education, the Belize Police Department is doing its best to dissuade children in at-risk communities from joining gangs.
The PEACE program is a program for young children to empower them to become sound decision makers, contributing to better community and to a better Belize. It provides our young children with early skills to say no to illicit activities, no to bullying. It promotes the need to support each other and build positive relationships and promote positive behavioral attitude and well-rounded citizen. Despite this being a Belizean-driven program, we could not have done it without the assistance of the U.S. Embassy for which we are grateful.
In partnering with the United States Embassy, the police department was able to establish a program that would build on the strengths of the gang resistance education and training, an evidence-based and effective gang and violence prevention program that is built around a school-based law enforcement officer-instructed classroom curricula.
So this program really is a successor to the GREAT program, and working with the team, Belize realized that it needed a program that is Belizeanized and also it's developed to the context and culture of Belize. So from that, we, as the embassy, supported this initiative and working with a team, and as the embassy, hired the services of a curriculum development advisor, which is Dr. Priscilla Brown, and she has been engaged in working with the police team to develop the curriculum.
And that course is fully endorsed by the Ministry of Education.
I've always felt very strongly that education is a key component in the fight against crime and violence, in the fight against indiscipline and lack of respect in our communities and society. So I've always been willing and prepared to work very closely with the Belize Police Department, with Minister Karim. He and I have had many discussions about these issues. And so when the peace initiative and program was conceived and brought to my attention, we were very, very happy to support it, collaborate, work with the managing authorities, principals, teachers, to make sure that it was implemented in our school system.
Applying this curriculum at the primary level will help to steer vulnerable children away from activities that would eventually lead them down a path of crime. It's a preventive measure being employed at the earliest stage of education.
Have seen where we have young children at a very young age being recruited by gangs, particularly in Belize City. And so this type of program targets specifically that. It interrupts violence within the schools. It educates children on their rights, on the right and the bad thing to do. And of course, like I said, we are just very grateful for this partnership, not just with the Ministry of Education, but also with the U.S. Embassy.
For the peace program to be effective, the U.S. Embassy has facilitated several workshops for law enforcement officers to learn the curriculum and presenting it in a classroom setting.
We've provided trainings to the trainers, instructor development trainings, and also equipment. And as you notice, the workbooks, the embassy provided the funds for that. And also today, as well, the scooters, the motorcycle scooters that are being handed over. Those scooters will be used by the instructors to go to the schools to deliver the program.
Reporting for News 5, I am Isana Cayetano.
When we return, COP28 kicks off with loss and damage fund success.
Planning a wedding, birthday party, or baby shower? Well, make it a special event. Located on the second floor of HABT and HABT on Cemetery Road, our cordial and knowledgeable staff is happy to assist you in getting the right pieces for that special occasion. At special events, we have tents, tables, chairs, and our showroom boasts countless decorations, centerpieces, and accessories in a wide variety of styles and colors. So whatever the occasion, big or small, make it a special event.
Taking its name from the venerable father of the nation, the George Price Highway stretches 77 miles from Belize City to Benque Viejo. Originally built in the 1930s, this cross-country highway system is the artery that links Belize to Central America at the western border with Guatemala. That connection facilitates overland trade, supporting Belize's economic development. Winding its way across the scenic countryside, the George Price Highway from Roaring Creek to Esperanza has been fully reconstructed to meet international standards, with particular emphasis on road safety. A shorter and hassle-free commute is best enjoyed when everyone obeys the traffic laws. To reduce the number and frequency of road traffic accidents, it means that a seatbelt must be worn at all times and the speed limit observed when traveling along the highway. It also means that pedestrians must use sidewalks and crosswalks where available. Buses should only board and discharge passengers at a designated bus stop. Road safety is everyone's responsibility. It begins with you.
I'm connected. Yo.
I'm connected.
we're connected.
Create the perfect broadband bundle that fits your style with Smart Connect. With the Junior Bundle, get 50% off your national calls and up to 6 gigabytes of data at no extra cost. Get postpaid added for an additional cost of only $25 with the Prime Bundle. Stay connected with unlimited smart-to-smart calls plus 6,300 megabytes of data and free international minutes. For the family, pay $28.13 more and get the Binge Watchers bundle with Netflix. This bundle gives you 4 profiles with unlimited streaming on multiple devices. Visit a showroom near you to sign up and personalize your own bundle combination with Smart Connect. Smart, bringing people together.
Welcome to Climate Week, where we unite under the banner of climate action, one goal, a shared responsibility. In a world where the climate crisis knows no borders, we're here to emphasize that saving our planet is not an individual journey, but a collective mission.
We the athletes hold the torch of hope for a sustainable future. It's our planet, our future, and our responsibility to take action now.
Businesses are committed to reduce our carbon footprint. We believe in sustainable practices to protect our development.
As educators, we represent the heart of our communities. Together, we can make a difference by educating our nation towards a sustainable future.
The media plays a critical role in bringing to you those stories that highlight Belize's transition to renewable energy and sustainable practices.
In the journey to combat climate change, we have one goal: to preserve our planet for future generations. It's a shared responsibility that requires the collective effort of all. Let's rise above our differences, lift our ambitions, and work together. Because when we work together and unite for climate action, we can achieve the impossible. Join us in making this world a better place for everyone. Together, we can make the difference.
Please protect our environment.
COP28 commenced today in Dubai with significant progress. The Loss and Damage Fund was approved and launched to assist poorer nations with climate-related disasters. COP28 President Sultan Ahmed Al Jaber highlighted the positive momentum, and the early breakthrough could pave the way for further compromises during the two-week summit. This is great news for small island developing states, including Belize. News 5's Hipólito Novello is in Dubai and has the latest.
The two-week-long climate summit is expected to host over 160 world leaders, government ministers, and other technical experts from about 200 countries will engage in negotiations. About 70,000 delegates are expected to participate. And according to Belize's chief negotiator, Ambassador Carlos Fuller, negotiations will be intense.
Absolutely intense. In fact, it's going to be so intense that even while the leaders are speaking, we'll be negotiating. So it's not as if we're going to be waiting for them to continue. So they will be speaking in one part of the COP, and we'll be doing the work on the ground in another part.
Belize is part of the Caribbean Community, CARICOM, the Association of Small Island Developing States, AOSIS, and a group of 7 plus China. Unlike many other small island developing states, Belize is focused on key issues such as loss and damage, specifically operationalizing the fund.
So in fact, part of the decisions coming out is to put aside a certain amount of the funding towards small island developing states and least developed countries, because we recognize those are the ones most impacted. So the idea is that large countries would not absorb all the money, but a certain amount of that funds is actually put aside for us. It seems very good at this stage. The transitional committee that was established to develop the fund finalized its work, and we believe that the bodies, the COP, will adopt that without touching any word within the recommendations coming out of the Transitional Committee. If that is the case, then we begin right away working on it, and it is done then to capitalize it. And I understand a few countries have already said they will be putting money into the fund right away.
So the Loss and Damage Fund was approved and launched today at COP28. Both the United Arab Emirates and Germany pledged $100 million each. The European Union promised $275 million. The United States, $17.5 million, and Japan promised $10 million. The establishment of the fund has long been a pressing demand from developing nations at the forefront of climate change.
Well, we know that climate change is a risk multiplier. The Caribbean is one of the most vulnerable regions in the world, and people are being impacted significantly by the effects of climate change. In terms of loss and damage, in Belize, for example, we lose 7% of our equivalent of GDP every year without a hurricane from climate-related disasters. In Dominica, we would have lost 226% of GDP from Hurricane Maria. In the Bahamas, about 50% of their debt is directly linked to hurricanes over the last 10 years. So we suffer the consequences of loss and damages resulting from hurricane. And so the fight of the Caribbean for 30 years to have this fund, to provide money that will assist the countries in terms of recovering and recovery after loss and damage, is what's at stake here.
The framework involves reparations that rich nations accountable for industrial activities leading to global warming and the resulting climate crisis are mandated to pay for what they continue to cause. The Caribbean is one of the most vulnerable regions to climate change. This region emits less than 1% of the global greenhouse gas emissions, but countries like Belize continue to be significantly affected. The far-reaching consequences of climate change extend to impacting lives, livelihoods, biodiversity, cultural customs, and identities. The executive director of the 5Cs, Dr. Colin Young, says specific details will need to be ironed out to determine how exactly the fund will operate.
That's part of what needs to be decided, and what is going to be the trigger. Some countries are proposing that we have a trigger of about 5% of GDP once a disaster causes losses and damages equivalent to 5% or more of GDP, it triggers a payout. But obviously, we would have to look at how do you cap it, because if you have a major disaster like what happened in Pakistan, where you're looking at about $40 billion in damages, such a disaster can easily exhaust all of the monies in the fund. So those are the kind of rules that will need to be set up. But the one thing that is very clear, and that you would hear the prime ministers of the region and the heads of governments of the region advocate for, is that whatever it is, it needs to be simple and it needs to be efficient without sacrificing transparency. But we cannot wait for 2 years or 3 years to get monies from this fund after a disaster. We need it within weeks or months.
An independent board will be created to manage the fund. Research shows that 55 vulnerable countries have suffered more than $525 billion in climate crisis fuel losses in the last 20 years, and that figure is growing. It should be noted, though, that loss and damage fund is different from humanitarian assistance.
So, for example, a country is affected by a hurricane. Of course, you would get the Red Cross. Countries pledge to come in and support you. put your communities back on track and so on. It is the rebuilding part that would then go under loss and damage to say, okay, and I'll give you an example. After Hurricane Hattie, you got immediate response for people who were affected, and you put in people in homes and so on. But the long-term thing was Belmopan. That to me is how a loss and damage fund would think. So how do you go to the next stage so that if it comes again, you are better prepared for the next one?
But having an empty bucket with no money in it is half of the success. So we want, as a region, to see substantial amount of money put into this fund at this COP. Now that is left to be seen as to whether the developed countries will put substantial amount of monies. Obviously, the loss and damages from climate-related disasters are in the hundreds of billions across all developing countries. So we're not going to get $1 billion in the fund at this COP. But can we potentially get hundreds of millions? I think that's quite possible.
COP28 aims to instigate transformative actions, foster resilience, and secure financial backing to facilitate a just transition to renewable energy. And we'll see if by the end of these 2 weeks, we'll be closer to a more renewable future. Hippolyta Novello, News 5, Dubai.
This reporting was delivered in partnership with the Commonwealth Foundation. Read more at commonwealthfoundation.com.
In Friday's newscast, we'll take a look at the global stocktake. And this year, COP28 began with controversy. The conference is led by the UAE's presidency and Sultan Al Jaber. He is chief executive officer of state oil giant ADNOC, the Abu Dhabi National Oil Company. So, how can the CEO of one of the largest oil company in the world lead COP28? That was the question many asked when the United Arab Emirates selected him as president. Would there be a conflict of interest? The appearance of it is bad enough. On Monday, the Center for Climate Reporting published leaked memos which show that discussions were held surrounding fossil fuels deals with 15 countries prior to COP28. Al Jaber, of course, denies this. News 5 asked Belize's chief negotiator, Ambassador Carlos Fuller, and executive director for the 5Cs, Dr. Colin Young, about it today.
I can see where some people are concerned about it. However, my belief is that you need to have the persons who are dealing with it sit down with you. Because we could be meeting only environmentalists here, green people, and we could talk a lot. But if the polluters are not in the room, we're just talking to ourselves, preaching to the choir. I think having them in the room, getting them to listen to what we're saying, and really pushing on them to say, look, recognize that you have a limited resource and at some point will end. You need to start the transition now. And I believe the UAE is doing that already in getting ready for the future.
Well, I think the principle behind the COP presidency is that there ought to be a sort of independence of the process. And that the COP presidency is a neutral arbiter for the process. Clearly, any positions that undermine the ambition that collectively we're trying to work for and what we've been fighting for is obviously going to be a concern. We are here because global temperatures are rising fast, and the impacts of such rising is having a detrimental impact on our countries. So we can't countenance any actions that would decrease the level of ambition, nor the speed and the urgency of which we are trying to decrease emissions, right? And so that's quite unfortunate if that is in fact the case. And we would hope that we would see the kind of leadership we expect from every COP presidency in terms of championing collective action.
At COP28 in Dubai, leaders gather for the UN Climate Summit, notably without U.S. President Joe Biden and Chinese President Xi Jinping. Representatives like John Kelly and Shai Zhenhua will attend in their places. This is concerning to many of the parties attending COP28 because China and the U.S. are the biggest polluters. Executive Director for the Caribbean Community Climate Change Center, Dr. Colin Young, and Belize's lead negotiator, Ambassador Carlos Fuller, weighed in on this issue.
Absolutely. It is a disappointment indeed that they will not be attending. But recognizing again that I think they are facing some challenges at home that they are dealing with, not including the issues of the conflict in the Middle East, in Eastern Europe. I think all of those things are really taking time. And in addition, when they arrive, sometimes they take away the focus from the real work that has to be done, and everything is then concentrated on what those two are going to say to each other behind some closed door. So in one respect, it might be better that it allows us to really work while they can be doing stuff from home, influencing what we do here.
It does not demonstrate the kind of leadership that we would have wanted to see from the largest historical emitter in the world. And I also understand that President Xi is also not coming. And so when you look at the two largest, China is currently the largest current emitter, and the US the largest historical emitter for greenhouse gases, then obviously I think that leaves a vacuum. Nevertheless, you would have heard that they're sending emissaries who we hope that will bring the same level of leadership to the process. And hopefully we can see a kind of coalition of support building from the other G20 and G7 countries to create the kind of action we want on the ground. Otherwise, we may end up with more talk than action, which is precisely what we don't want.
This afternoon in Orange Walk, executives of Belize Sugar Industries Limited, along with Prime Minister John Briceño, officially introduced a new service aimed at assisting farmers as well as the miller to maximize on the output and quality of their sugar product. It is the latest initiative to be introduced by BSI in an effort to improve the efficiency and standards of the agricultural processes employed by stakeholders in the sugar industry. Here's more from BSI's Director of Finance, Sean Chavarria.
This is truly a momentous day for the company, and we are grateful for the opportunity to highlight how much we can achieve if we work together. You might be asking yourself, what is AgroPro and what makes it so special? Well, the primary goal is to combine various farm services to cane farmers in one package. It merges proper agrocredit through provision of replanting and ratoon maintenance services with the technical expertise to ensure that the farmer gets the right service. Rather than being provided with cash, BSI will undertake all the farm services for the farmer in a one-stop shop. If the farmer would like to replant his or her field, the program will offer to prepare the field, to provide the cane seed, to plant the cane, to provide post-planting services and maintenance. The farmer will then repay the loan over 4 years with a 1-year grace period. There is a finance cost included in rates, which is leveraged against the company's own cost of borrowing, which we believe, combined with the rates offered for the full service package, farmers will find AgroPro very attractive. Our field personnel will provide technical advice on preparation, planting, and fertilizer requirements. We will offer new cane varieties to make the cane farm more climate resilient. We will also prepare the fields to allow for mechanized harvesting if the farmers so wish. You might be asking yourself as well, why is BSI doing this? The simple answer is, we need more cane. Sugarcane yields in the north are one of the lowest in the world, and we have seen a drop in cane supply. In addition, with the market changes in the EU, it is critical that both field and factory see greater efficiency and lower cost of production. BSI has always believed that for the mill and farmers to get greater value from the business, we need to increase the value from the products produced and to lower costs.
Up next, Shine Barrow. I have no problem with Bolito managers.
With the steady increase in prices, it's hard to hold on to your hard-earned cash. Well, here at Benny's, prices are steadily falling, making it easier to stretch your dollars. Prices are slashed on electrical products, LED lights, plywood, metal and fiberglass pressure tanks, flash bands, and wheelbarrows. Yes, we have the cheapest in town. And with X massive season going on right now, get store-wide discounts on select products from now through December 31st. Visit a Benny's store near you today, where the prices just keep on falling. Benny's, quality and savings.
Electricity is important in our lives since it is used for cooling, cooking, lighting, and powering devices. Personal responsibility calls for a take-charge approach to electrical safety. My name is Charles Longsworth. I go to Independence Primary School. I am in Standard 5-3. Everybody should be concerned about electrical safety. Shared responsibility promotes a culture of looking out for one another and actively participating in creating a safer environment. When I found out that I won, I felt happy because it was my granddad's school and now I'm also giving back to the school.
The cash prize is very significant to us. We're going to utilize that cash prize to purchase some new computers for our computer lab. I want to say thank you to BEL on behalf of the people of Independence and the students of Independence Primary School. Thank you, BEL, for contributing towards education.
Isani Cayetano, Marion Ali, Paul Lopez. Your News 5 police teams do whatever it takes, go wherever they need to go, so you can catch the story wherever you are, whenever you want, on whatever device. Channel 5 believes on television, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, because news is now everywhere, all the time, and so are we.
Yes, I give her 50 times ending, now me have to pay.
Where you going, bruh? The who they stress you out again, Namule?
Boy, I don't want to believe at the fool again.
Again?
But I mess up this time for real, You really want to know?
Yes. I want here.
Can't make it a big deal.
We know what that.
I know how you going.
Oh, man.
You really want to know?
Yeah?
Take my plan, and I give her. I take my plan and put it in a name.
In a name? Wait, so tell me something. You still pay for this plan?
Yeah. But hear this. This plan, I can't left this plan. Smart believes. This plan, I can't left this plan, yeah. This plan, I can't left this plan. Postpaid plan. This plan, I can't left this plan. With Smart believes, it's unlimited data. Smart choice plan can light up your day. Postpaid with eSIM, make everything better. Just visit Smart showrooms today. I can't left this plan. 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 Affordable for everyone. I can't left this plan. The postpaid plan, cause the data really strong.
You know why? Listen, hey, for the best post and prepaid. You know that Smart got you back.
My bad. Wrong commercial. She could left me for another man. The truth, once I have my plan, once I have my Smart Plus plan, and no worry, cause the data strong. I know when you bleed, that's all I need. And you could tell me where you are, but I know I left this plan. Smart have the best services. We post your plan have everything, so you could talk and text unlimited. Come set up your group. We got share plan 1 and 2. Up to 10 friends can connect anywhere. Boom! I can't left this plan. I can't left this plan. The postpaid plan, cause the data really strong. Don't dig it down, don't dig it down, don't dig it down. Smart believes. Don't dig it down, don't Don't go Digi. Smart, bringing people together.
The government announced earlier this month that it will resume the Bolito and Jackpot lottery on December 1st, after having identified the two companies managing the games of chance. The agents are Nando's Wholesale Limited, which will manage the Belize District, and MGM Entertainment Limited, which will manage the games for the Corozal, Orange Walk, Cayo, Stan Creek, and Toledo districts. When he met with the media, leader of the opposition Moses Shine-Barrow said he has no problem with the two companies managing the games.
I have no difficulty with the current managers and the current configuration. The only thing I did hear that Nando was a member of the Lotteries Commission. I had heard that.
Not true.
But you say it's not true. I have not turned up any concrete evidence. But so other than that, I have no difficulty with either of the two people or companies that will be managing it. It is just a shame that we've lost millions and millions and millions of dollars over the last couple of months because the Briceño administration had no plan, had no transition, had no vision as to what they would do. I know that you had mentioned something that the two people that got it by default. I'm not sure about that because I know some businessmen that had put a plan together, said they spent $200,000 to put a plan together to show the government of Belize how they would manage it to everybody's benefit, and they were turned down. But I have no difficulty with the companies that are managing it. I just hope that unlike everything else that the government has taken custody of and has been charged with managing, I just hope they don't find a way to wreck it and they don't find a way to deprive the Belizean people of the benefit, right? I do hope that the money goes where they said it would go, which is sporting, which is the public health facilities. I look forward to that. I truly do.
While the leader of the opposition has no qualms about the new Bolito managers, he does have big problems with the $9 million that the Social Security Board is investing in Belize premium liquors and spirits for the construction of a new distillery. Barrow is calling on the government to show the details of the proposals, as well as the list of other loan applications that have been turned away from SSB.
We need to get rid of the SSB Investment Committee henceforth. You know that $9 million to a distillery, proposed distillery, whereas that distillery is now being sued by his partners. That distillery, again, where are the prospectus? Where are the proposals that any business, any applicant for a loan would have to provide to a commercial bank? Where is it? These things would help us. I don't want to be unkind to the gentleman trying to get the loan. I don't want to be unkind to anyone. But in the absence of the detailed information to show this is our application, this is how the investment will be made, this is how you will get your return, that is what you have to do when you apply for a loan at any commercial bank. So why should it be different when SSB is investing hard-earned money? There are other worthier investments that are to be made, and so if there is a $130 million problem, we would like to see all of the people that have applied and all of the people that have been turned away, because this should not be a slush fund leading up to the municipal elections to give any crony that can't get a commercial bank to buy into this. Because if this was so viable, why didn't Belize Bank or Atlantic Bank or Heritage Bank give the gentleman the money? So we need all of the information.
Earlier this month, the U.S. Department of State issued a travel advisory for Belize, urging travelers to exercise heightened caution due to a notable prevalence of crime in the country. And while the Minister of Home Affairs has said that crime has gone down, the leader of the opposition says the existence of coca plantations in Belize gives the U.S. good reason to issue such an advisory against us.
You have a travel advisory that went into effect from the United States. You have the discovery of cocaine plantations. So now we have gone from drug plane landings to now we're manufacturing cocaine in Belize. And if that was being done under the United Democratic Party, you know how leaky door we go. That would certainly have come to the attention of the public. So it just goes to show that the government that promised to make things better has made things completely worse. And we need to look at that. Again, the State Department has increased the level to where Belize is as far as a drug trafficking hub, and for good reason.
The increase in the cost of groceries and other items has been a pressing issue for the government, which formed a committee to look into what measures can be taken to ease the burden that the global inflation has on Belize. Prime Minister John Borsenio had pointed out that Belize, which is a country that imports most of the food we eat, also imports the added costs attached to those items. But leader of the opposition Moses Shine Barrow opined on Wednesday that the government has no tangible plan to effectively deal with the high cost of living in Belize.
Every month, the Statistical Institute of Belize puts out the list of the goods that continue to increase exponentially, and there is no solution by the government. There is no plan to say we will ease you here, we will ease you there. They put out cabinet releases that say we are studying the matter. We have a cabinet subcommittee and a committee for that subcommittee, and we have yet to return to the Belizean people with any viable solution to be implemented to ease their pain.
If you've been to any of the Belize Bank branches across the country and have sat with a customer service representative, you would have noticed a small touch screen device similar to a tablet on the desk in front of you. What's that device for, you ask? Well, it's the quickest and easiest way for you to share your suggestions, comments, and complaints about the customer service you receive. It's a modern and innovative means of collecting your feedback, doing away with the good old suggestion box. News 5's Isani Cayetano visited the Matalon branch and has that report.
In banking, customer feedback is very important because the number of reviews bankers receive gives even more valuable data for the financial institution to work with. It also changes a potential customer's perception about the bank and its services. At the Belize Bank, customer satisfaction is priority number one. To understand where improvements need to be made, a series of digital devices have been installed at branches across the country, where customers can share in real time the quality and efficiency of service they receive.
Well, we are really excited about this particular initiative, which is our real-time customer feedback. We have partnered with the MSR Group, which is a well-known company in the US that specializes in these type of solutions. We have already deployed over 60 devices around the country, and the feedback has been amazing, better than we expected. This is one of our initiatives that we are particularly very, very happy to engage in because it cuts through 4 of our objectives in our strategic plan, which is business growth, human resources, customer experience, and digitization.
Customer feedback can provide valuable insights into the needs, preferences, and expectations of the customers, as well as the strengths and weaknesses of the bank's products and services. It can also help to identify and resolve customer problems, complaints, and issues, which can increase customer retention and reduce churn. Filippo Alario is the executive chairman of the Belize Bank.
What this platform does really allows us to collect real-time information from clients regarding their customer experience. This gets to us immediately. It gets analyzed immediately, and it gives us the ability to be able to act swiftly and quickly, know where people are having good customer experience, whether people are having bad customer experience, in which branches, which tellers, which CSRs, at what time of the day. The analytics tools behind the solution are extremely powerful.
In today's fast-paced and digitally driven world, customer feedback is invaluable for any business seeking to deliver top-notch services and products. Belize Bank recognizes the importance of listening to its customers and understanding their needs. This partnership with the MSR Group, a leading customer feedback and market research solutions provider, underscores its commitment to improving the customer experience.
It also provides us a benchmark from where we can start to see trends, sort of like an index on day one. This is where we start today. Are we providing better customer service? And there are many drivers that drive good customer service and many drivers that drive bad customer service. And we want clients and encourage everyone to use these devices so that they can give us real anonymous feedback and we can respond.
Dr. Donald Beck, CEO of the MSR Group, also commented on the collaboration, saying, quote, "We are thrilled to partner with the Belize Bank to elevate their customer feedback processes. The combination of our technology and Belize Bank's commitment to customer satisfaction will undoubtedly result in a more responsive and customer-centric financial institution." End quote. Reporting for News 5, I am Isani Cayetano.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at channel5belize.com, on our Facebook and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us, and from all of us here at News 5, good night.